U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said on Sunday sanctions on North Korea will remain in place until the country achieves final denuclearization, brushing aside Pyongyang's harsh criticism of the efforts as gangster-like. Following his meeting with his South Korean and Japanese counterpart Kyung-wha and Taro, Pompeo said while there was progress made on denuclearization, the U.S. and its allies will continue to apply international sanctions until North Korea completely abandons its nuclear arsenal. Sanctions will remain in place until final, fully verified denuclearization is agreed to by Chairman Kim Jong-un occur, he said. While we are encouraged by the progress of these talks, progress alone does not justify the relaxation of the existing sanctions regime, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. The unhappy trilateral meeting came a day after Pompeo's two-day visit in Pyongyang appeared to end without significant progress on denuclearization talks, with both sides offering different accounts of the much-anticipated meeting since their first-ever summit in April. While Pompeo said his trip to Pyongyang was productive and made progress on most of the central issues, North Korea accused the U.S. of pushing a unilateral and gangster-like demand for denuclearization, and called it deeply regrettable. Pompeo, who was in Tokyo to brief his Japanese and South Korean counterparts about the outcome of his trip to Pyongyang, pushed back against North Korea's characterization and stressed discussions were continuing in good faith. If those requests were gangster-like, the world is a gangster, because there was a unanimous decision at the UN Security Council about what needs to be achieved, he said, referring to a series of UN sanctions adopted last year after North Korea's nuclear and missile tests. The U.S. top diplomat sought to dispel the suggestion that the Trump administration has backed down from its initial demand of complete, verifiable, irreversible dismantlement of North Korea's nuclear program. While stressing that North Korea understands the denuclearization needs to be verifiable and complete, Pompeo pledged that the efforts will cover a broad range of North Korea's nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles. Pompeo hinted that, if North Korea made progress on denuclearization, it can be rewarded with security guarantee on the Kim Jong-un regime. But the lifting of economic sanctions is not on the table, he added. There will be things that take place along the way that help achieve the security assurances that the North Koreans need, but the economic sanctions are a different kettle of fish altogether. The world will see continued enforcement of actions by the United States in the days and weeks ahead, across the range of weapons and missiles. It's a broad definition of denuclearization, and the North Koreans understand that, and have not challenged that. There will be a verification connected to the complete denuclearization. It's what President Trump and Chairman Kim both agreed to. Pompeo's trip to Pyongyang has fueled concern that the denuclearization pledge made by North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un during his meeting with Trump failed to result in producing a tangible outcome. Washington insists that it disclose its nuclear weapons program, dismantle its facilities and undergo a verification process by outside inspectors. Among the priorities were a declaration of weapons sites and a timeline of denuclearization effort. But the meeting ended without an announcement for such agreements. Describing the meeting as regrettable, North Korea has reiterated, phased, simultaneous actions is the quickest way of realizing the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. North Korea's response falls short of expectation from the international community. If they continue to refuse to talk about a detailed roadmap for denuclearization, doubts will grow more on their denuclearization pledge. Chung Seong-jang, a senior researcher at the Sejong Institute. By Yo Jun-suk, Jason Eo at HeraldCorp.com.